Welcome. So we're going to answer this question before us. It is question 7, which says we have f of x, which is equal to this. So it is a quadratic. And then we need to find what a, b, and c are if f of 0 is equal to 2, f of 4 is equal to 0, and f of 5 is equal to 0. Now I'm going to show you two ways of going about this. The first way I'm going to show you is with the CAS calculator, and then I will also show you how to do this by hand. Okay, we're going to first show you how to do it with the CAS calculator. And what you really just have to know if you're doing it with the CAS calculator is the following. I need to find 3 unknowns, A, B, and C. And I have 3 facts, 1, 2, 3. So I can find 3 unknowns if I have 3 facts. So I can just come over to my CAS and I can come here and I'm going to begin by just defining what f of x is. So we've been told that f of x is simply a times x squared plus b times x plus c. And then I'm going to go menu, algebra. I'm going to solve the system of equations. I'm going to come here. I'm going to put this to 3. I'm going to go a, b, c. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to put in the information that they've given me here. So I'm going to say f of 0 is equal to 2. So f of 0 is equal to 2. I'm going to say that f of 4 is equal to 0. And then the last one was f of 5 is equal to 0. F of 5 is equal to 0. And just like that, we have found what A, B, and C are. We're done. That's it. So as you can see, if we use our CAS calculator, we can do this very efficiently. If we just quickly come and look at the answers here before we jump into how to do it by hand, let me just make this nice and big. So as you can see, A is 0.1. And if I just move this, A is 0.1, which is the same as 1 on 10. B is negative 0.9, which is the same as negative 9 on 10. And C is 2. So we've just used our CAS to do this. What I'm now going to go through is how to do this by hand. So let's put this over here. Let's bring this back over there. Okay, how can we do this by hand? If you want to do it by hand, it requires you to understand more of what's actually going on here. So let me just move this here. So we've been told that f of 0 is equal to 2. Well, what is that? What is f of 0 is equal to 2? Well, that's just the y-intercept because it's saying I've got 0 as an x and 2 as my y. If I've got f of 4 is equal to 0, that's the same as saying 4, 0. So it's an x-intercept. Then I've got 4 of 5 is equal to 0. 4 of 5 is equal to 0. That is also an x-intercept. Okay, then we're going to say, well, these x-intercepts tell me something very important, and that is I could write my rule as f of x is equal to some dilation factor I don't know. And let me not use a because a is actually used in the question. Let me just call this k. And then I can say x minus 5, x minus 4. And that's because I know that these are x-intercepts. And that's where they occur. So I can write my quadratic looking like this now. And now I just need to solve it for k. And to solve it for k, I will use this piece of information. So I'm going to sub in 0, 2 to find k. So if I do that, I'm going to put 2 here, k there, a 0 in each of my x's. So that's going to be negative 5 and negative 4 because the zeros, 0 minus 5 is minus 5, 0 minus 4 is negative 4. That's going to leave me with 20k. Therefore, k is going to be 2 on 20, which is the same as 1 on 10. So now I can say, well, f of x is going to be 1 on 10, x minus 5, x minus 4. Now, if you do it this way, I mean, we get into a little bit of trouble because as you can see, they want us to say what A, B, and C are. So what I would have to do now is expand this out. I would have to expand that thing out in order to get it into that general form. And I could be here for a while. I mean, it's not necessarily difficult now. It's just kind of laborious and time consuming. But let us use the power of the CAS calculator because my CAS calculator can expand. Expand. And then I'm going to go, now what was it again? It was 1 on 10. 1 on 10, brackets, x minus 4, x minus 5, close brackets. And just like that, I've got it. So 1 on 10, negative 9 on 10, and 2, just as we can see there. So that is how you do it. Hopefully you found this helpful and understand how to use your CAS and how to do this by hand as well.